is going on, y'all? What is going on? We are here and we are back with another show. It's the Four Horsemen, but there's only three of us here today. We have myself, Darian for Spotlight Sports Talk. We have Mr. SirCardinalTv over there, and we have Mr. Ft.MalcGoolie, and we have a great show for y'all tonight. A lot of topics to talk about, but we're going to keep it short and sweet for y'all. But SirCardinal and Ft.MalcGoolie, what is going on for y'all tonight, man?
What's popping? I'm good.
Trying to stay warm here in Indianapolis. Polar vortex, -9 degrees. But hey, I ain't gonna let no little cold freeze my night tonight.
Right. Same here. It's like nine, almost 6 degrees here. About that. It was ridiculous getting home. But at the end of the day, we are here to actually do this great podcast. This is a new segment on Spotlight Sports Talk because, you know, we collaborate. The Four Horsemen, we just missing one, which is Luca from the Waterboy Report. But we're here to do our topics anyway. So let's get straight into it. The Super Bowl is going down this Sunday. Last two teams left. We have the Los Angeles Rams, which it should have been the Saints, in my opinion. But we had the New England Patriots as well, going back to the Super Bowl after losing to the Philadelphia Eagles last year. Where y'all want to go with this? Because this game is going to be spectacular.
Oh, boy. Since I got to start it off, let's start off with the New England Patriots. I thought things were supposed to be different this year. Oh, I thought Tom Brady was done this year. Gronk was injured. The Miami Miracle. I thought even their own fan base knew the time was over. Yet, they fooled us all. And if everybody watches Star Wars, this is what the Patriots organization is. The Patriots are the Death Star. Palpatine is Bill Belichick. And Darth Vader is Tom Brady. With Gronk being Darth Maul or Count Dooku at this point. While I take a drink of my water bottle here, as y'all know, I do not care for the Patriots. F the Patriots, yes, but at the weird way, and I know some people are going to take this the wrong way, you have to respect them in a way. I mean, you have to respect the Patriots for what they've done. They play as a unit. Granted, there are some key pieces like on defense and whatnot. They got those, but they made it back here regardless. And then we get the Rams. We all know this. If you know me, I hate Stan Kroenke for what he did to the people of St. Louis. Even though I don't live in St. Louis, but I can feel their pain and agony, and what he also did to them homeowners down there in Texas. But 2 years ago, they were a laughingstock in Los Angeles, but now look at them now. Sean McVay being head coach, the culture changed. And now look at the Rams. One of the most beautiful offenses beautiful teams to be in the Super Bowl. And now it's the evil empire versus another evil empire. Well, not too much evil. It's just their owner is evil. But if you were to ask me who would win, I think the Patriots, even though they are weak as all hell, they will find a way. But it all depends on what Jared Goff and that offense could do. But I'm going with the Rams. I'm going with the Rams, and they will win by 3 or 4 this Sunday.
So do you feel like it's going to be redemption of what was that? They this like a repeat of the 2002 season when he had Kurt Warner and them boys against a Tom Brady that was in his first ever Super Bowl outside or his second Super Bowl.
Second Super Bowl, I believe, and okay. The greatest show on turf versus the evil empire. That's what this is. That's the tagline.
Okay, so that's the storyline here. As far as with these Rams and these Patriots, in my personal opinion, it's going to be tough for the Patriots to do what they did against Kansas City. It's tough for them to repeat due to the fact that this Rams defense has one of the two best interior linemen in NFL football, in Ndamukong Suh and Aaron Donald. That's a key factor there. Number two is that, okay, you have Julian Edelman and Gronk. But who else do you have outside of those two to make this great? I understand you have James White, but he's a running back. You have Sony Michel, he's a running back. But I don't believe in Chris Hogan. I don't believe in Chris Hogan. The running game is the reason why the Patriots in the Super Bowl. And they went up against a 32 ranked defense in the Kansas City Chiefs. I do like what Todd Gurley is doing, but they got a 1-2 punch in LA as well with CJ Anderson and Todd Gurley. So that's another 1-2 punch that if you keep the ball out of Goff hands and keep Brady on the sideline, time of possession is going to be key for the Rams. Gotta be key for the Rams. And for the Patriots to win this game, they got to be physical up front as far as defensive line and offensive line. They have to be physical up front because the Rams got a nice front four. You know, they got Fowler on the outside, Donald and Sue on the opposite, in the interior. If Aaron Donald could get the Brady, because you know Brady cannot scramble. If you can't get the Brady and you put that pressure on him, the Rams will win this game. But if he's sitting back there just tap dancing, you know, like he on a Cosby show somewhere, then we're going to have ourselves a long game. We're going to have ourselves a long game, and he's going to pick the Rams apart. I don't want to go against Tom Brady. I've been going against Tom Brady through these whole playoffs. I'm just nervous about Jared Goff. What is he going to do in this big stage? This is his first time ever being on this type of stage in his career. Even when he was in University of California, the guy didn't even have big bowl games like this. So, me personally, I want to go off of experience, but I think I like what the Rams are doing. Do I think they deserve to be there? Absolutely not. I think the Saints got robbed, and you can't do no do-overs, though. So, I'm going to take the Rams here. They're going to win by 3. I think Zerline is going to get down there and kick a field goal the way Vinatieri did it so many years ago against them.
And that would be the perfect ending. Oh God, I will sleep peacefully when that happens.
But I'm nervous about my pick, but at the same time, I'm nervous to a point where if the Rams give Tom Brady too much time left in that fourth quarter, I already know what's going to happen. That's my only thing. The way the Rams win this game, the number one thing, look at all the games that the Patriots lost in the Super Bowl. That's all you got to look at. Look at the philosophy on defense when the Giants beat them twice and the Eagles beat them. Pressure up front. It's going to come down to that, but I say Rams win by 3. Brady likes being an underdog for some reason. He likes being an underdog. It gets his blood blowing, or is he like so he feels like Ultimate Warrior when he's the underdog. I'm scared to pick the Rams, but I'm gonna go with my gut here, and I'm gonna just pick them. So the floor is yours, man. Break it down for us, Mr. Sir Cardinal. Break it down for us.
One thing, coaching experience. Bill Belichick is a general. You cannot go against the Patriots in the Super Bowl because of Bill Belichick. He's been to 9 Super Bowls. Yes, he's lost a lot, but the experience compared to McVay's, how many Super Bowls has he been to as a coach? 0. 0. Tom Brady, he's the quarterback. He's one of the greatest of all time. Those 2 ingredients are going to propel the Patriots to win the Super Bowl this year. No question. They're going to win by 3 points. They're going to get a game-winning field goal by Gostkowski. I can't pronounce his name. But anyway, I think the experience factor, plus you have a Gronkowski that's older as well, this could be their final hoorah. They're going to go out there and they're going to show these teams, to show the world what they're really made of. I think the Patriots are going to win this by very close, but the coaching experience in these playoffs, you got to give the edge to the Patriots in this one. And I think the Patriots are going to win the Super Bowl.
Oh, it's tough. It's tough to call it, man. It's tough to call it due to the like Tom Brady is so clutch in these type of games.
He is.
Like, Sir Cardinal, my question to you is this. If the Rams get that time of possession, right? And they got the time of possession to keep Tom Brady off the field, do you feel like that? Let me see. Do you feel like the Rams have a chance to win if they keep Tom Brady off the field?
No, I think the way the Rams need to win this game is if, like you said, they need to put pressure on Brady. If Brady is chased out of the pocket, like I think I read something. I'm not sure if I'm 100% accurate on this, but if Donaldson, is that his name? Donaldson, the line
Aaron
lineman for
Donald
or whatever, Donald. If he records a sack in any of his games in his career, they're undefeated. So if they can get pressure at Brady, keep him off the field, yeah, that's going to help. But I think they need to constantly go after Brady because he's slow, not very agile. If you go put pressure on him, that could be a positive thing for the Rams to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's another thing where, like, the Patriots kind of got a disadvantage against the Rams because the Rams linebackers are okay, but can they cover a James White and a Rex Burkhead in the passing game? That's a question to be asked. That's the question that we'll have to find out on Sunday. What do you think? What is the Rams' chances, Malgoolie? What do you think is the Rams' chances of winning this game?
This has always been New England's biggest problem, and it always, shows. Sometimes when you really, really pay attention to them, stopping the run. You have the number 3 ranked best rushing team in the NFL. If they could have Todd Gurley keep on running and running and running, then there you go. Bit bam zoom. Rams shouldn't have no issues. But at the same time, it's Jared Goff too, because this is his first, his first Super Bowl. Also, Sean McVay's first Super Bowl. But there's also one person on the Rams that we have not said yet, because this is a revenge game for him. Brandon Cooks.
Absolutely.
Brandon Cooks is going. He knows this team. Brandon Cooks would love to literally hold that trophy and tell the Patriots straight up, hey, y'all got rid of me. I went to a team that believed in me, and hey, I beat y'all in the Super Bowl.
Facts.
I think he is the factor. He is the factor of this game. Actually, him and Todd Gurley are the factors. They go through, and Aaron Donald in the defense, they get to Tom Brady. Oh, it's done. It's done. Tom Brady is done. But if it all depends on Brandon Cooks, it all depends on Jared Goff, it all depends on Todd Gurley, and I believe that's why it's going to go down. It's going to go down to 3 points. I'm not expecting a blowout, but if it does become a blowout, if the Rams just go full Super Saiyan all over the Patriots, then okay, right then and there. Then the question is, will Bill Belichick, Tom Brady, and Gronk leave? And if the Patriots do win this Sunday, that's another question. Even if they lose or win, the question is, are they done? Do they got one more year left in them? And back to that of greatest of all time, Tom Brady, yes, probably up there. But when we talk about, I know people say it's all about the rings and whatnot. But when you have stats and when you break records from Brett Favre to, can't think of his name right now. Brett Favre, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning. I can't think of this other. His name is Drew. Yeah, Drew Brees. Drew Brees is on there. I'm talking about Drew. When we talk about greatest QBs of all time, yes, Tom Brady's up there. Yes, Peyton Manning should be up there. Yes, Brett Favre should be up there. But out of all of them, probably right there competing with Tom when it comes to stats is Drew Brees. I mean, Drew has done it all and broke records this season. And it's kind of sad that the Saints got jobbed. Because if it was the Saints and the Patriots, and if the Saints were to beat the Patriots, Drew Brees can say one thing nobody can ever say, and that is, "Hey, I beat not only Peyton Manning, but I also beaten the Golden Boy Tom Brady." Jared Goff can make history and say, "Hey, I beat Tom Brady." But like I said before, when you are in the Super Bowl and you beat a Peyton Manning, or if you beat a Tom Brady and actually beat them both, that's why I believe Russell Wilson and Tom Brady, not Tom Brady, Russell Wilson and Drew Brees down the road, they will probably be in the Super Bowl some down that point if Tom doesn't decide to hang it up.
Well,
and
it
beat
depends
one
on
of
Drew
those
Brees as
two
well,
players.
because I think if Drew Brees would have got into the Super Bowl and won it, I think he would have retired. That's just my
Same here. He would have retired.
I think he would have retired because he holds him and Tom Brady is like 1 and 2 in passing yards right now. Because Drew Brees holds almost every passing, damn near almost every passing record out there, damn near. Not every, but majority. But I think Drew Brees would have retired, especially if he would have beat Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. That would have been the icing on the cake. It would have been the fairy tale story, but that's what they didn't want it, because they wanted Drew Brees to come back. So that's why we are with the Rams right now. But as far as Jared Goff, all you gotta do is look at what Nick Foles did. Look what Nick Foles did last year. I'm not an Eagles fan, but look what Nick Foles did to execute against that defense. I'm not really too big on the Patriots defense. I am not.
No.
I can't trust the Patriots defense at all.
Say what?
I cannot trust the Patriots D at all.
Yeah, I can't trust them either. And I feel like when they go up against another high power offense that has a defense, they struggle.
They're exposed. They get exposed.
It's just, it doesn't, but at the same time, it doesn't matter what the Patriots defense does. If Tom Brady can put up points, it's going to be a shootout. If Tom Brady can stay on the field and put on a shootout, which the Rams been in plenty of shootouts this year, so they know how to win in shootouts. I don't think the Patriots really had shootouts this year outside of the KC game and I think the Miami Dolphins game. It wasn't really too many shootouts they had this year. But the Rams, they had a shootout with the Vikings. They had a shootout with the Saints. They had a shootout with KC. Like, it's just the way they play football. I think Brandon Cooks is the X factor there. But my only thing that's hurting the Rams offense is Jared Goff's number one target, and that's Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp is done for the year, which I'm so mad about because I had him in my fantasy and I was 9-1 with him until he got hurt. But I was just out of it. I couldn't find a receiver after that. But Cooper Kupp was the guy to bail out Jared Goff. Now, who is going to be that guy to bail him out in the Super Bowl?
He seems to be throwing to a lot of tight ends too since the Kupp injury. Like Everett's getting a lot more passes thrown his way. So they might be throwing to tight ends quite a bit during the Super Bowl as well. I don't know about Cooks constantly getting the ball, but I think Everett's going to get a few touches too.
Right.
So
Like I said, Brandon Cooks is the factor. He has to. Oh, he's going to show up. He's going to show up, and I wouldn't be surprised if he literally just gets on, just literally gets to the Patriots. He will have a breakout game. To me, I think Brandon Cooks is going to be the X factor for the Rams.
But the Rams also seem like they're coming back a lot too. Like these guys at the beginning of the year was getting touchdowns every possession, it seemed. But lately, it seems like they're clawing their way back. Look what they did against the Saints. It took them almost 3 quarters to come back. That's what I'm afraid is going to happen in the Super Bowl as well. They're going to be trying to come back.
For the Rams, I think they've lost a little bit. They stepped to 2 when they lost to Chicago. And then people are going to say, "Oh, it's so cold in Chicago." Well, they're not used to the cold. It's football. It's football.
Yeah,
it's not cold in Los Angeles.
I can dig that, but when you playing 90% of your in good weather, 90% of your schedule is in good weather, then what you supposed to expect the Rams supposed to do when they go into Chicago? Like, Like I'm kind of surprised that the Eagles had to go back out to LA after they played them last year in LA. Surprisingly, I thought they was going to come. I thought they was going to come to Philadelphia this year, but they didn't. The Eagles had to go back out there. So it's really a big difference because knowing that I'm a Raiders fan and I see the difference from West Coast teams playing in the dome or playing in the cold. The dome is where the Rams want to be. If this was an outside Super Bowl, the Patriots would win convincingly. It wouldn't be a talk of the Rams. And that's just my personal opinion on that. But my next question to y'all is this. Who would have the better running game? Would it be Todd Gurley and C.J. Anderson? Or would it be Rex Burkhead, James White, and Sony Michel? Who would have the better running game to make y'all determine this winner?
To me, it's Todd Gurley and C.J. Anderson. I mean, you don't become the number 3 in rushing yards for nothing. I mean, the Patriots got a good run game. That's what got them to this big dance. But, nah, Todd Gurley and C.J. Anderson, hands down.
I have to agree with that. Even though the Rams have a better running game, it's true. They do. I don't think the Patriots have that better of an offense, to be honest. But just those factors, coach, one of the greatest of all time quarterbacks in Brady, you can't go against it.
Right, can't go against it. So I have the Rams by 3. Goolie, you have the Rams by 4. And what was your prediction, Sir Cardo?
I think Patriots by 3.
Patriots by 3. So we all do have a close game. But my question to y'all is this. Will it be a game where one of the teams is down and they have to come back and that team wins by 3? Like, will it be another Eagles versus Patriots or Atlanta versus Patriots? Like, will it be one of those games again?
I think it's going to be back and forth. I don't think there's going to be a team desperately trying to come back in the final 2 minutes of the game. I think it's going to be you get a touchdown, I'll get a touchdown, and we'll see what happens. But I think it's going to come down to the final possession, one of the last 2 possessions or something like that, game-winning field goal.
Let's hope and pray that there is no ref ball going on.
Speaking of that, Roger Goodell did put something out today stating that is a possibility that they might put in a review for penalties.
They have that here in the CFL. I was just going to mention that too, because if there's a penalty that wasn't called by the referees here in Canada, the coach can challenge it, and they look at the review, and then they can make the call if that was a penalty or not. They should have that in the NFL. Definitely.
They should, but at this point, if they do, it's too little, too late. The Saints.
Well, now it is, but Saints, but for the future, they got to look towards the future, right? So I think that would be a great rule to implement.
Yeah, the NFL needs to figure out what's the pass interference and what's not the pass interference. What's the catch and not a catch? Because every single year we see that these rules are changed. I understand you want the safety of the players, but
player safety is one of them.
Well, it's mostly the quarterbacks. Mostly the quarterbacks are the ones getting protected.
And also, guys, so tapping the shoulder of a QB is roughing the passer.
Yeah, at the beginning of the season it was.
It happened in the AFC Championship game too.
Yeah.
So, and to be honest, name one player. I think one player had really got it hard this season when it comes to roughing the passer. And it was the beginning, the first 4 games, I'm assuming. Packers fans will probably agree to this one. Clay Matthews.
Exactly. I was just going to say him.
Game with the Bears. It almost cost the Packers huge in that game.
It cost the Packers a lot, honestly.
And then getting to Atlanta the next week, too.
Minnesota. Especially when they took on Minnesota.